So correct enlightenment means enlightenment to your own Buddha nature. Everybody has this Buddha nature, but it's ignored. Why? You are after things out there, material things, fame, honor, and so on. While inside, the source of the greatest happiness is inside, the Buddha nature. If you are enlightened to your own Buddha nature, you are the richest, the most powerful, the greatest. You know why? Power, money, position, all these are not you. You think you own it, but you don't own it. Whatever you have, like a $5 million yacht or a $20 million mansion, those are not you. And you are what you are because of your Buddha mind inside. And the people cleverly, they think they're clever. Pay attention to what is out there, not inside. So Grandmaster Sotasan said, from now on, everybody, maybe it may be 200 years or 300 years from now on, people will become all enlightened Buddhas. And they will attain enlightenment during their teenagers even. And then they will be happy only if they can help others and realize a happy world right here. That kind of world, according to Grandmaster Sotasan, is coming. Even though today we still see the pieces of cold ice on the surface of the earth, you know what I mean? Pretty soon they'll disappear, and the people will be all enlightened. So his goal was this: to save the sentient beings, we have to show correct enlightenment and right practice. Right practice, that's one. On the other hand, awareness and requital of beneficence. We human beings are like a fish in the water. Without fish, you cannot live. And even Western philosopher Niebuhr said in Oxford English Dictionary, beneficence is that universal beneficence of nature. Universal beneficence of nature, you know what that means? Water in the sea is the universal beneficence to the fish, because without water you cannot live. We human beings have a fourfold beneficence, heaven and earth. Some people said, what do you mean heaven and earth are beneficence? It's there, we can use it. Of course, but suppose all of a sudden this air disappears, or there's no more oxygen. Those great people will be dead in minutes. Without water, they are all be dead. We are not much different from fish, from the point of view. Can you live without breathing the air which contains oxygen? Life is simple. If you fail to inhale after exhalation, you are dead. So take good care of your nose. Don't block your nose. And if you somehow fail to inhale after exhalation, you will be dead. Water too, we have to keep our water pure. Keep it from contaminations. So Grandmaster Sotasan's idea is simple. To save the world, he has this dual goal. One, to save the sentient beings from becoming slaves to the material power. Second, to change the world of anger, resentment, hatred, war to a peaceful world of coexistence, symbiosis together. So that even though everybody lives maybe 70, 80 years or 100 years, however, human race continues. And the human race should continue in a peaceful, happy world. Now the world is still quite ugly, you know that. So Grandmaster Sotasan's idea was this: two goals. One, goal was to save the sentient beings. And the other one is cure the moral ills of the world. So we have, in WonBuddhism, he spelled out the way of correct enlightenment and right practice on the one hand, and on the other hand, how one can be aware of the beneficence, fourfold beneficence of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings or brethren, and the laws without which you cannot live. Imagine there's no traffic law. What would happen? You never thought of that, right? Law, law is some kind of a great beneficence, right? I told you last time I had a ticket and I went to a traffic school, and I told the instructor, I now respect the laws, traffic laws. And he was stunned to hear that. You mean you respect the traffic laws? Of course. Many people hate it, but I respect. Why? Without which, what could happen when you drive? Grandmaster Sotasan saw this. Human beings are not all gods. We need laws, to live safely together and protect the basic human rights and so on. And in WonBuddhism, these are all spelled out. Why do we celebrate today, the day of Dharma-Authentication? Because Grandmaster Sotasan was enlightened first. Of course, it took about 18 years for him. He started when he was 7 years old, actually, and lasted until 25 of his age. All the time searching for what is the ultimate truth of the universe. He was enlightened. And then upon his enlightened vision was reflected the world to come. It is said that 50,000 years of the human history was reflected on his enlightened vision, and he showed, okay, from now on, everybody. So his ideal human being. What is the ideal human being? Who can be respected, loved, and good. What is the ideal one? The ideal image of one Buddhism? One Buddhist? What is the ideal image of man? There can be all kinds of image of man, And what is one Buddhist image of man? Someone who is enlightened to his own Buddha nature, and then let it function in daily life. Only Buddha mind functions. That's the one. The other one, person is always aware of the beneficence without which he cannot live. So all the time trying to return the favors. Can you see that? So these two aspects of the image of the ideal one Buddhist. So I want you to be, I think this is the best way and the only way you can be a really honorable human being and happy being. What are they? One, be enlightened to your original nature, Buddha nature. And in WonBuddhism, we have a threefold practice as a way of realizing this correct enlightenment and then right practice. On the other hand, don't be a selfish, egoistic, self-centered person. Be like a bodhisattva, benevolent, always aware, being aware of the beneficence without which you cannot live. And then find out how you can return some favors to the source of your life. If everybody does this, the world will change to a hellish world to a great, happy world. So this is the meaning of celebrating the day of Dharma authentication.